Hey Birchouse friends, welcome back. So I am back from vacation. We didn't have Hey Birchouse last week. I went on vacation. I was in the Upper Peninsula up in Michigan. And so we got some much needed R&R. Now we're back in the shop, we're back to work, and we're back to Hey Birchouse. So the last Hey Birchouse we did, I drew a question from Mariah Munsenden who asks, Hey Birchouse, what is your favorite wood to work with? And I have answered this question in the past, but I am happy to answer it again. My favorite wood to work with is olive wood. I like woods that have very dynamic wood grains, and olive wood has that in spades. I think olive wood just looks so pretty. And you can see this. I don't have any olive wood in stock, but I did have this little cardinal cut out that I had done in a video a year and a half ago. Actually, it might have been for the original time somebody asked me what my favorite is. But I did have this guy to show you. And I love olive wood. I love working it. I find it a very fun wood to work with. And I love the smell. When you're cutting olive wood, when you're sanding olive wood, you get an olive smell off of it. And so it's just such a cool wood. Now, because I had answered this question previously, I thought, well, olive wood's kind of exotic, so what's my favorite native wood? What's my favorite wood right here in our backyard? Well, I'll show you. I do have this in stock. I have a hunk of it here, and it is honey locust. This is also one of my favorite woods to work. I love working with it. I love the results when it's done. You can kind of see that dynamic wood grain, so I definitely have a pattern here. And this wood grain, you can't see it here, but you can sometimes find them in like a pinkish hue or like a buttery yellow, real soft cream colors. And I love honey locust. It's such a cool looking wood. Now, I have talked about honey locust in the past. I've talked about how my grandmother had a creek in her backyard, and I'd go down to play in the creek, and she'd have honey locust trees in the backyard. And if you know anything about honey locust trees, they have these long, hateful thorns that will absolutely give you, stick you good. But I had talked about that previously, but something I hadn't mentioned about the thorns, and something very cool about them, is that honey locust used to, in the Ice Age version of the honey locust tree, would get fed on by megafauna, especially the mastodon. And so mastodons would eat them, and as a defensive measure, the honey locust tree evolved these very long thorns to defend itself from getting chewed on. As the Ice Age came to a close and the megafauna died off, went extinct, the honey locust just kept that defensive measure. And so those long thorns that are on the modern day honey locust is just the remnants of the Ice Age evolutionary process. Very cool. It's a very cool North American species of tree. It's very cool, has a very cool evolutionary story, and has this awesome looking wood. And so honey locust is one of my favorite trees to work with. Mariah, that was a great question. Thank you so much for asking. Now, I'm not going to pull a question from the basket today because we did get a comment question from our good friend Andrew. So we'll be answering that question next week. And speaking of questions, if you ever have a question for us, comment below with your question, ask, and we'll answer it in a future video. In the meantime, we'll see you all next Wednesday.